This is Kim Minch with a weekly update from the ICCAC. In this week's edition, we will be covering the athletes of the week, some scores from the past week, and we'll preview some games coming up this weekend. First up, the athletes of the week. This week's women's basketball athlete of the week is Carly Schumacher from DMAC. Schumacher scored 29 points and brought in 8 rebounds in an upset against Kirkwood last week. Also, Schumacher had 33 points and 21 rebounds in the game against Southeastern last weekend. Schumacher is up to 23.4 points per game this season. This week's men's basketball athlete of the week is Dylan Travis from Iowa Central. Travis has scored over 30 points in the last 3 games for the Tritons. Against Kirkwood, Travis had 36 points and 11 rebounds. In an upset against 16th ranked Iowa Lakes, Travis had 37 points and 5 rebounds. Travis is now up to 18.1 points per game. Next, we have some scores from the past weekend. On the women's side, number 1 Nyack took care of business, beating Marshalltown easily, 92-68. There were 5 Trojans in double figures, but leading the way was Chelsea Jacox with 23 points and 7 assists. On the men's side, number 1 Indian Hills survived a scare late in the game against number 16 Southeastern, 84-81. Southeastern scored 7 points in the last 10 seconds, but it was not enough to push them past the top team, the NJCAA. Leading the way for Indian Hills was Roderick Bobbitt with 21 points and Roosevelt Scott with 22 points. Kirkwood and DMAC also had a game come down to the wire last weekend. DMAC was the one that came out successful, winning 85-83. The Eagles had chances to tie the game in the last few seconds and send it to overtime, but missed both, including a tip-in shot. Both teams had points spread across the board, each having 4 different players in double figures. Next, coming up this Saturday, we have a women's cross-division matchup with Northeast traveling to number 1 ranked Nyack. Both teams have only lost 2 games all season, with Nyack being 12-0 on their home court and are looking to stay on top of the conference. Northeast is a multi-threat offense with 5 girls averaging over 10 points per game. On the men's side, number 1 Indian Hills travels to number 13 Iowa Western this Saturday. Indian Hills is averaging over 110 points per game and has 6 players averaging double figures so far this season. Iowa Western is pretty evenly spread as well, with 5 guys averaging over 10 points. Finally, check us out on Twitter at ICCAC Sports for up-to-date scores and more on the go, and also check us out online at www.iccac.org for more scores and stories about the conference.